Let's promote the Busch Light fishing.
Yes,
kit.
we're officially sponsored. We're officially sponsored by Busch Light.
Dude, and if I could talk like Sam Elliott and do a Busch Light ad, oh my lord, could you imagine? I'd probably get so much money if I talked like Sam Elliott. If I could grow a mustache like Sam Elliott, probably could.
That's true.
Yeah, dude, I could market my own mustache.
You know who has a great mustache? Von Miller.
Von Miller's a great mustache.
Facts.
Speaking of Von Miller, we've been trying to have this discussion. We've been trying to have this discussion for like the past 30 minutes now. Von Miller, Brown's interest. What do you think it is?
I think they're heavily interested. Why wouldn't they be? I mean, yeah, he's a little older. He's had injury problems, but you know,
you put him on the other side of Myles Garrett, and I think you have a problem.
Yeah,
even if he is older at this point, like he's still Von Miller.
He's buddies with Garrett. He's buddies with OBJ. He's, and he brings, like you were saying earlier, veteran presence to the locker room. It'd be great to sign, but you're gonna have a lot of teams trying to go after him. And I think he's probably in the point in his career where he's like, this might be my last big payday. Yeah. He's probably gonna want big bucks.
It's probably gonna be similar to J.J. Watt's situation.
That's what I'm worried about, and I don't think he's gonna be worth that.
Bud Dupree might be worth that though. He's still younger, even though he's just coming off an injury. His last 2 years he's had I think 19.5 sacks, if I remember correctly. Like he's been playing pretty well. He's more of a linebacker too than Von Miller, so you can kind of use him as a hybrid position,
which is where you really need a linebacker.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I don't know. We kind of went into our linebacker situation, but it's like you sign somebody who you know is going to be good as long as they can stay healthy and on the field. Then you could draft somebody.
We want to draft that kid. I think it's from is it USC? Is that right? The top ranked linebacker in the draft, I think, is from USC, and he looks really good. I was talking with our buddy the other day about it. But if we draft a linebacker and we get Bud Dupree, I think that solves a big portion of our linebacker problem. Mm-hmm. But then I still think that we need to fill someone else in on the D-line. Because if we cut Sheldon Richardson, I mean, what's his name is gone? Adrian Claiborne.
Yeah, Claiborne.
So, I mean, we're going to need people to put on the D-line.
Yeah.
And without Vernon, because we haven't re-signed Vernon yet either, and I don't know if we will with his injury.
No, not with the money he was paid either. Like, he was...
Well, he probably had to... We'd offer him a hell of a lot less, I assume.
Right, but I'm saying, like, if he's going to be wanting, like, legit money, it's like, dude... He didn't show up to the last
32, and he just tore his Achilles.
Yeah, it's like he didn't show up to the last half of the season anyways. Like, I don't know. I think he can move on. You still won that trade, though.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like Bud Dupree a little bit more than Von Miller. I just think that Bud Dupree's more of a system guy. Von Miller's spectacular, but he's also old. Both have injuries. But I think Bud Dupree could play well in a system where a linebacker's needed, and he can obviously step up and make those big plays when big plays are needed. And everyone knows that Von Miller can, but can Von Miller do it consistently at the age that he's at? I think if you're thinking more long term, I think someone like Bud Dupree is a pretty decent accent to our defense.
Yeah. What about Shaquille Griffin? Is he the linebacker?
Shaquille Griffin?
Is he the linebacker or is he the corner? I don't remember.
He's the linebacker, I think.
If he's available, he wouldn't be too bad.
He's pretty decent.
The only problem with that is, like, he's not, like, special.
He's not anything.
He's better than what we have, but he's not special.
He's not someone who I'm like, okay, this is the guy that we know we can really solidify around. I mean, he has his games. Mm-hmm. Him and his brother, good players.
Yeah.
Really talented. It's just like, if you're thinking, I guess, more long term, is he really your guy? I think someone like Bud Dupree is like more the guy.
He's 28. I just looked it up. He's only 28. I mean, that's...
And he's been really coming on strong in the past couple of years. Like he's been showing signs of getting a lot better.
Especially with that Steelers linebacker core. That's a solid core of guys. I mean, he can play in a system and bring something to our team defensively.
But you could also say because he plays with all those guys, though, that's why he looks so good. You know what I mean?
But it's hard to look good whenever you have all these great dudes around you. Sometimes
that's also true.
You know? Yeah, he's a pretty decent standout. I mean, I think people like see Bud Dupree and they're like, yeah, okay, that's a guy that, he's more than just serviceable.
You know what else stands out to me? The Leaked Browns unis.
Yeah. I like the old badge on him.
Yes.
Is it 1964?
46.
46? Oh, my lord.
75 years,
a
dude.
little bit.
No, dude.
That's raw.
I saw them at first, and I'm like, those look bad.
But
And
then you saw
then
on a player.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
you
happened to
saw
me
the
too.
edit on Nick Chubb.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then I'm like,
Oh,
wait a
man.
minute, let me look at these again. Then I looked at the original unis, and I'm like,
Yeah, you're looking at
I
the
s-
version where
I
it's like
flipped.
the fan-made unis, and
Yeah,
they're like,
I
you
like
know?
flipped. I'm like, dude, yeah, this is.
Now, would you like to see those white on white, or would you say white on orange, white
White
on
on
brown?
white.
Oh, I go white on orange.
Yeah,
Did you see the-
what are they doing with the helmet though?
No,
you
I
can't
don't
No,
like
you
the
can't
white
change
helmet.
the helmet, dude.
No.
That's iconic.
I know, but I'm saying like if you got orange on the helmet, you're doing white on that. You got to go. I
If
think
you
white
change,
with the.
if you change anything with the helmet, you just add a decal and you put the brownie on it, the pixie.
No, they're not. No. You're never putting a
Oh,
logo on.
On the Browns helmet.
No,
Can't do
they,
it.
no, you
I-
can't.
you
They
can't
had
change
numbers
the
on
helmet.
it. They had numbers on it before. They
Mm.
had white helmets for like one season, maybe.
I don't like the white helmets.
I don't like them
Yeah,
either.
I'm not
They
but
looking
look-
at it.
It doesn't look right with like even the new uniforms that are all white. It just doesn't look right.
I like the idea of the only way you can change a helmet is if you go to a scheme that you had before in the past.
You know what I'd be
like,
kind of okay with?
Like the Packers, how they went the yellow helmet
Yeah.
with the number on side.
yeah.
I'd be okay if they put the number on like the back of the helmet.
No,
No.
it's already there.
It's- yeah.
Well, I know,
Already
but I'm
have-
saying like make it like a little bit bigger on the back of the helmet instead of putting it on the
No,
sides.
if you're putting the numbers on the helmet, it should be how they had it whenever they
A
like.
traditional
Yeah,
style. Yeah.
I think at the end of the day, like the only thing with the Browns you can't touch is the name and the helmet. Everything else, do whatever. You can give them a real logo. You can make the Brown and the Elf their real logo.
I love
I
that.
wish
I
they'd bring
love
that
that
back.
logo. You don't?
I said I wish they'd bring that
Oh
back.
yeah,
I
same.
love it.
It's my favorite thing ever.
Yeah.
I love that. I think it's just iconic. It takes you back a little bit. But I'm also not a huge fan of the dogs. I like the dog
See.
pound idea, but if I like Swagger, shout out to my dog Swagger.
What, you mean
What up?
Swagger Jr.?
Yeah.
Swagger
Swagger-
Senior is in the ground, man. Did you
R.I.P.
see-
Swagger Senior. Hello, Swagger Junior.
Dude, I can't wait for Swagger 3. That's gonna be
Dude.
great. No,
Oh,
dude,
my
No, it's gonna
Lord.
be Swagger the Third.
Swagger Trey. No, but like I don't know if you guys remember, but it was kind of like morbid. But they had a picture of Swagger's funeral.
I remember
They
that.
had a-
That's dark.
They had it like at the
They
at the
had like an
stadium.
open casket, I think.
Oh
Did
my
they really?
Was it an
God.
open casket?
I don't
can't
remember that.
remember,
Lord.
dude. I gotta look
I
this
remember
up.
they had it like
Was
at
he
the
an
stadium.
organ
and I was
donor?
That's a good one, dude.
Yeah.
Could you
Sometimes
imagine?
I got good ones.
Yeah. Oh, dude,
Oh,
that's
that'd be
funny.
crazy. Check his wallet. Is he an organ donor?
Gotta call his next of kin.
What are your guys' favorite jerseys then? Would you say that the new ones, like, where do they rank in your? That is creepy.
Yeah, you think?
that is a little weird.
You think,
Oh,
With
dude?
Swagger Jr. standing
That
right
needs
next
to
to
get
it.
posted.
Oh, it's posted, dude.
No, that needs to get posted to our cast, our podcast.
Oh,
dude.
for
I mean,
sure. That
that's-
should be the new logo. It's
That's
just
so
Swagger in the casket.
We can make
Swagger
it our Twitter
sleeping.
banner.
Oh, dude, R.I.P. to the dog though, for real.
That-
Animals,
I love-
animals dying is sad.
Yeah, animals dying is sad, but also being like, let's get the fans excited. What are we gonna do?
Let's post
Let's-
a picture of Swagger
Yeah,
Senior in the
casket.
grave.
No, I don't. No, the Browns didn't post that. It was like the owners or
Oh.
whoever. But
It's
like,
still weird.
but still, why would you be like, well, we need a dog because we're the dog pound? And then it's like, I
Yeah,
get
you don't really
it.
need a dog. Well, hang on, dude. I mean, if we're gonna shout out the dog, shout out the Browns drumline for real.
Oh, yeah,
Why
dude.
get cheerleaders when you can have a drumline?
Exactly.
Haslam knows how to spend the money, man. I'm not
Dude,
gonna question it.
I love the drum line. It's like, I've never been at a game. I've been like, we need a bunch of nerds with drums. Like that's the number one thing we need right now to get me excited to watch this game.
It makes me feel like I'm watching a college football game, honestly.
Yeah, well, it's one thing if you have a whole band and they're good, then it's fine to add
If
to the
Jimmy
game.
Haslam's listening to this, stop giving him good ideas. Because he'll take them and run with them.
Dude, give me a couple rebates for Pilot Flying J. Give me a couple gas rebates, man.
Dude, Flying J Pizza? Have you ever had that?
Dude, you and pizza, dude. You are the
We're
worst.
not going back to
Okay,
pizza.
we're not
Stop.
going back
This
there.
kid's pizza taste is terrible.
Where would you rank the new leaked uniform? Well, they're not confirmed, but the new leaked uniforms, like with the other uniforms, would you say they're your
dude,
favorite or?
I'm a
I
huge fan of the whites.
Really?
like the
Mm.
color rush.
The color
I
rush
like
are my
everything.
favorite.
I like all of the new uniforms are awesome. I love anything with the orange pants, orange
Facts.
pants, brown jersey.
Yeah, that is the best combo ever.
Mm.
I'm not a
The
big
brown
orange pants
jersey
person.
with the orange
Dude,
pants.
I
orange
don't like
pants,
the
like,
orange
Oh my
dude, you look at
Cardiac
old
Kids,
pictures of
man.
Sipe,
Yeah, that's
Cardiac
awesome.
Kids, Brian Sipe, like old school, like back in my day, Municipal Stadium, like, that's the shit that you saw. Like, that's the shit that was there. I think that's neat.
I'm just not a big fan of the orange pants. I get it. I get why, but like I'm just.
Dude, I
don't
want
know.
those early 2000 orange alternates to come back at
Yes.
some point.
Yes.
Dude.
I kind of wouldn't
Didn't
mind
Colt
that.
McCoy, when we had him on the
Yes.
team, they wore those that one game?
I wore them.
With Josh Cribbs?
Oh,
and
Yeah,
all that?
I think it was one game.
yeah,
It was
that
like
was
one
like
game.
it was. They wore more often during like the Tim Couch era.
Yes.
Yeah.
but
I
like,
like those, though. Those are
dude,
sweet.
they were
They're a
ugly
little
at the
odd,
time.
yeah. But now you
and,
look back
like,
on it, you're like, dang,
Yeah,
that'd be sweet.
that's
But because there's history behind it now. That's why
well,
they're
it's
cool.
like not good history, but there's
No,
history.
It's history
Yeah.
nonetheless. It's like, hey, throwback to this.
Everything's gonna be better than the jerseys we had Baker's rookie year. Those things are.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go Jim Brown jerseys where they kind of have like the sleeve to them,
Oh,
the
yeah.
3/4 sleeve jerseys. Or let's go back to the tearaway jerseys.
Yes.
Make tackling a lot like more harder, I think.
I want the tearaway jerseys. Like no, I want like the champion or the
Oh,
Puma
yeah,
jersey.
the
You know,
Pumas.
when the
Puma
Pumas.
jerseys?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Starter.
Reebok.
Starter.
Starter, Reebok. Dude, back in the day, if you look at like you watch old NFL games, or if you're a nerd like me, you're watching like anything NFL, and you always look at like the old videos of the sidelines. All of their gear is so much cooler than the shit they got now.
But it
Yeah.
wasn't really that cool back then, I don't think. I think it was like normal
Right.
to what we see today. But you look back at that now, it's like, even though we weren't really that big of a part of it, I mean, you might see the early like 2000 stuff and you're
Yeah.
like, dang, that's cool.
Yeah.
But you go like 90s and you're like, oh man, like we
Dude.
weren't even around for that. And it's
Yeah.
cool stuff.
Remember that 90s Cavs jacket that you got for like
Oh,
$20
yeah,
because they
yeah.
rang up the T-shirt that someone put inside of it?
Dude, that was awesome. But yeah, that starter to make some cool shit. But
It
no, I
did.
mean, it's like
Remember when Kevin Love was sponsored by Starter?
yeah, and
Uh,
then Banana Republic and start. Dude, to be an NFL or an NBA player, NFL player, some kind of athlete.
Dude, I want to get sponsored by Tommy Bahama and Bush Light.
Bush Light and Time
With the fishing cans and then fishing gear. It's like, what's better
What do you
than
mean?
that?
We're already sponsored by Bush Light.
Yeah, I wish.
That's true. Did
Pulls
you
up a
know-
can.
I just like spend the money on Bush Light and drink it myself.
There you go. Time
Oh.
Bahama makes Browns.
You know what we
clothes.
should start doing?
Do they really?
Yeah, they're expensive as shit.
I'm gonna
but,
look into that.
Yeah, dude, that'd be awesome.
You know what we're gonna
Go
start
with
doing?
your cowboy hat.
Until we get sponsored by Bush Light at the beginning of every episode, we're gonna start cracking open a Bush Light can.
I just stayed out of here, but yeah, the fishing cans can be nice. That's really the most important thing you could take away from our podcast is we like the new Bush cans.
Yeah,
That's
that's
number
the one thing that really matters more than anything else.
Exactly.
Like the whole free agency, not even important, honestly.
Screw that.
The Browns could sign Bud Dupree tonight. Doesn't even matter. Bush can's more important.
Bud Light Dupree. Dude, think of the T-shirt opportunities with Bud Dupree here. Like all these, like GV Artwork, Cleveland Clothing Company, the million other ones. They're gonna make Bud Weiser Dupree. Ha, ha, ha. Like, dude, there's a
I won't
million.
buy a single one. Actually, I'll buy them just to burn them because that's horrible.
Yeah, dude, they're all horrible. Well, they're not all horrible. I'll take that back. But a lot of if you have a pun,
If you design them, they're going to be horrible. So just keep you away from them.
Is
and
that
they'll
that
be
sounds like a
fine.
little like a shout out to like all the street vendors. Like,
oh yeah,
yeah, shout out to all our street vendors. Really appreciate what you bring to the game, and the atmosphere, and your overpriced garbage clothing. But thank you.
Easy,
I bought
easy.
a Johnny fucking football shirt. I don't know. I was like, I don't know. It was right whenever they drafted.
bought something from a street vendor.
I have
Yeah.
not because I don't like when they grab me when I'm walking past and be like, hey, you want to buy something? I'm like, no, can you please not touch me?
No, usually they're just yelling, "Fuck yeah, I'm a Browns fan."
Come here, peanuts, $3.
Yeah, it's like, dude, no one wants to buy your peanuts or your bottle of water for $4 or $5 for a bottle of water.
Also, shout out to the beer man, the beer guy.
The beer
any-
guy.
The Cleveland beer guy is the guy.
That is
How about
that is
those?
facts.
How about that dude or the two dudes? Like one's playing guitar, one's playing the drums. They just keep playing the same shit over and over again after the Browns game.
And
Like,
people
I
just
just
feed
wanna-
them dollars.
Dude, I just
They're
want
like,
to
"Ooh,
break
here's
their
mine."
stuff in front of them. Pay for
Oh,
it.
and then
buy new
break it.
shit. Just to shut the fuck up. It's like I just watched the Browns get their ass kicked. I'm tired of this shit. Then I just have you hitting a drum 2 feet from my face because this is the only way I can walk to my car. Dude, get the fuck out of my face. If they win, then I don't care. But if they lost,
Don't do that.
dude. Yeah,
If
just get out of
you
here.
know, if we have an 11-5 season and you play it after every win, that's fine. If
Yeah.
it's one of the 5 losses, just know everybody hates you and you need to stop.
The only 2 positives from coronavirus is that 1, I haven't had a hangover from the Muni lot. And 2, I haven't had to hear the drum and the guitar guy. That's it. I bet they don't have another job. They're probably collecting unemployment from, no Browns games to play music.
I bet you if you go to their
outside of.
Instagram page, it says Browns Entertainers or something like that in their
Oh.
bio.
Dude, you know what? I respect the hustle, but at the same time, stop giving me more of a headache after the game.
I still salute street performers. Mad respect.
I like the real street performers, dude, and like the real just the real weirdos out there. Like the
Yeah.
mall guy, sick. I love the mall guy.